Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at this miniature 3600 milliamp hour solar power bank, and I'm going to tell you why I picked one up. Alright everybody, welcome back. So I want to give you a quick little rundown on why I picked this up first, instead of talking about the product. The main reason I picked this up is because I'm noticing that a lot of my ham radio gear is giving me the option to charge it via USB. Now when you're out in the field, something like that can be really, really handy. I have found many times in the past having to lug around a power bank or, a big power station, or my homemade power station, having to plug in an inverter to charge up batteries was kind of a pain in the neck. This allows me to do it just by a small little pack. So this is going to be part of, and I also turned on the light there, this is going to be part of my kit that I'm building, and we'll see that in an upcoming video, probably in January. I'm going to show you the build on that. I'm building a small power pack for my radios on the go. Really, really quick, simple, easy pack I can grab and go with a 12 amp hour battery or a 10 amp hour battery, I forget what I bought, in a small plastic ammo can that allows me a little bit more mobility as opposed to my bigger one or a larger power station. And this is going to be part of that kit. This is going to be a little extra kind of add-in thing I tuck in there, so I have a little bit extra charging capacity. Now, another reason I picked it up is because of its size. It's 3600 milliamp hours. That's pretty darn good for a battery pack. Normally, the most I've seen these is 25,000 milliamp hours. So it gives me a little bit extra. And we are going to test it out. I have a tester over here. We're going to be testing this out and seeing what kind of pull it gets, what kind of draw we get from it, and see how well it works. There is a lithium-ion battery in here, and it can charge your iPhone 8 10 times, your iPhone 12 7 times, your Samsung S9 6 times, and you've been able to fit iOS or Android cell phones in this. It will charge both. Weighs about a pound. 1.05 pounds exactly, and it is a very handy thing to have for outdoor emergency use, disasters, even while you're home. This is affordable as opposed to spending $1,000 on a 1,000-watt power station. If you're prepping on a budget, something like this is super affordable and easy to carry, easy to put in your, I can even store this on the windowsill, let the ambient sun that comes in through my window keep it topped off, and that's pretty darn good. I can't complain about that. I like that ability to be able to do that with this. Now, due to the variations of sunlight intensity and the solar panel conversion rate, if this is totally dead and you try to charge it with this panel, you're going to be waiting a while. This is not a quick charge type item. However, that little solar panel I showed you the other day, the 40-watt solar panel, would be able to get this running pretty quick. And for those of you that live in an apartment, maybe you live on the 3rd floor or 2nd floor of a duplex, whatever, you obviously can't get permission to put a panel outside of your house or put it on the roof. I'm not sure many landlords would appreciate that. So you can take this and put it in the window, and again, it would take a while to charge just this panel, or you can get that 40-watt panel that I showed a couple videos ago, or you can search my channel for a bunch of other panels that I've shown. The smaller, more compact panels, hang that up in the window with the carabiners in your window, and you'll have a panel charged in no time, probably a day. As opposed to this would probably take about a week to fully charge it back up with that little panel. So the primary way to charge this, of course, would either be to plug it in, and there are 2 plugs to charge this with. You have the PD plug, the USB-C, and the other plug there. So you have a way to charge it 2 different ways, or have an external panel with a little bit more power and a little bit more kick to it, charge this up in no time at all. It does come with a small USB-C cable, which is kind of handy. And that's about it. That's really the whole thing. It does have a user manual, but I think these are pretty intuitive. You can see here, there's really not much to it. How to turn on the light and all that. Now the light is interesting. The light has a bunch of different functions on it, and it's fairly bright. It's 120 lumens. And of course, that's not going to be this next level low. Then you got a SOS, and then you have an emergency flasher. So it's handy to have. Again, my opinion on lights, on power stations, on power banks, I kind of think they're unnecessary. It's handy to have, but there's so many other flashlights that are so much better at the job. Even a small little handheld flashlight. Sometimes I kind of wish they put it into something else, like maybe an LED display on the back showing me how many volts are left in it. But it doesn't discount from the pack. You know, I still would buy it. I just wouldn't use the flashlight all that much. And who knows, maybe in an emergency, that would be my only flashlight if I grabbed this and ran out the door. So you never really know. This can do 3 devices simultaneously, so it's going to meet your needs while you go outdoors or whatever during emergencies or disasters. You have 3 plugs here, and they have the intelligent chip inside of this that will sense whether you're a USB 1 device, a USB 3 device, whatever. It will sense and charge at the correct voltage for that device. And I noticed that with my phone when I was charging it up on this earlier in the week, and I put my little meter on there, and it was charging at almost half an amp, and something else was charging at a full 1 amp. So that's very handy to have. You can pretty much plug and play and not have to worry about it. So that's really pretty much it. You know, that's pretty much it. It's a very simple device. I've shown a bunch of these before. Earlier on in my channel, I was really fascinated with these, and people were sending me a review and all. And I charged them and tried them and tested them out. I've been really pleased with them so far, and I have all but one of them, and I only lost one of them because it fell and broke. It cracked, and that was actually a brand name one. It wasn't one of these ones off of Amazon. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some various devices plugged in here and show you kind of why I picked up this device and all the things that it can do. Alright, so we're going to test it with my phone here. I have my cell phone plugged in and I have the tester here. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit on that so you can actually see what the heck we're doing, and I will explain to you how this works. So this will tell me the outgoing power, voltage, and amperage, and give me the amp hours that the device is using. As you can tell there, it is showing 512 volts, 5.12 volts, not 512 volts. And the amperage is fluctuating between 50.50 and 0.45. Seems to have settled down in the 40s there. I'm getting about 0.00233 amp hours so far into this phone, and it seems to be working pretty well. Really, really handy to have this kind of a device. You can tell what's going on with everything, so I like having it. But that's showing you charging my phone. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some of the things I intend to charge with this and why I purchased it, and we'll get into that next. All right, so I've got 3 devices here. I have my antenna tuner, which I'm going to be using for this particular project I'm working on, and this is the little ATU 100 external antenna tuner. It is self-contained, does have its own battery inside, so I can charge this with the older USB connector, by the way. We saw this yesterday, my air quality monitor. I'm going to charge that up because that also is an internal battery. And this MURS radio, this is a 5-channel MURS radio. These are a little bit more popular lately, but I do have a ton of other adapters for my ham stuff, for my different Baofangs that I use, and my Yaesu and my Kenwood HTs that will allow me to charge it via USB. So ham radio is now branching out a little bit. You don't have to plug everything into a wall and be stuck at home. You do have the ability to charge this stuff up like that. Some radios, like I showed you the other day, even have a plug back here where you can just plug in the battery and charge it via USB. So what I'm going to do here is, see that correctly, I'm going to plug all this stuff in and see if everything gets a charge. First thing we're going to do is this one in the middle here, and this over here. Get in there. I did have to flip it over because the plugs face the other way, so you won't have the panel open this way. Now I could flip it back over to the panel, and that would be fine. But as you can see, now this is fully charged. I know this is fully charged up, so it's not drawing a current, but this is charging. There's the red light on it, okay? This is charging as well. So I have 3 different devices here. Now I'm tempted to plug in my phone and charge it because this is fully charged, and I forgot that. So let's do that. Let's plug in my phone, because I hate to see you not get the full benefit of everything. I forgot that after the video yesterday, I charged this up fully. So we are going to plug this in. So you'll see 3 different devices on this getting a full charge without issue. And there goes that. So that's charging up now. So you have 3 devices here ready to go. You're really not pulling too much, obviously, on that. You figure this could charge everything here within, for the day pretty much. So I'm very pleased with that so far. I do like the fact that there are more and more ham radio batteries and devices like this that have an internal battery. Now I understand that when the internal battery on something like this goes, you're going to have to replace it. You're going to have a little bit of knowledge of how to desolder a battery, how to reconnect something, how to put something in there. But that's kind of the point of ham radio. A lot of do-it-yourself kind of spirit there. So that is really, really neat. I really like it. Let me unplug everything. We'll wrap up the video. I'll give you a link on where you can pick this up, and I'll tell you the price because the price is not bad at all. All right, so that is the I can't even pronounce the name. SVWSUN. That is their power bank. I will put a link down below. I really don't care about the name. I care that it has enough capacity and can do what I want it to. My other power banks kind of all have a dedicated use now, so I had to pick up a new one to try it out, and so far, within the last couple of weeks, I've been really pleased with this. I meant to do this review before Christmas, but I was just inundated with gear to test out and try, and putting together another project and putting together a thing that has to be assembled. It's been really busy, so glad to be back at the videos. Like I said yesterday, and hope you guys had an awesome holiday season so far. Hope you have a great new year. This little guy here, I think, could come in handy for a lot of emergency uses. You know, we talk about cell phones going out, and really the only issue we're going to have with cell phones is that the cell phone sites themselves have no power. And that is usually about 8 to 10 hours after the power goes out, say, in your area. Your local cell phone tower may be down. However, there are a ton of applications on your cell phone that you can run that don't require cell service. Your GPS works just fine with a lot of different types of hiking and trail apps. So even if you don't have cell service, I always recommend too, when you see you don't have service, to put your phone in airplane mode or to turn off the phone radio. While the phone is out there searching for service, it eats the battery up. And this will be handy for that, but it really eats your battery. So just keep your phone out of cell service when you see it's down. And you can use this to top it off, keep it running, whatever, even if you're using it as a GPS, a standalone GPS with maps you've downloaded previously before the event. So this has a 36 milliampere amp hour capacity, we told you that. 120 lumen flashlight with different modes. You've got your high, low, SOS, and strobe. Okay, it is solar charging, 5.5 volts, 300 milliamp hours from charging. That is the panel. Okay, so it's a 5.5 volt panel. Your input, you have 5 volts at 2.1 amps. Your output will be 5 volts at 2.1 amps. The size on this, 6.7 inches by 3.7 inches by 1.12 inches. Not a huge package. It does weigh about a pound and about 1.1 pounds. Heavy for a power bank, however, remember, it's a bigger power bank than most. So see, with my hands here, it fits in them well, and it isn't really a problem. I've been using this now for about a week and a half, and I've had absolutely no issues with it. I'm really enjoying it, and it's going to be part of that project. So make sure that if you're interested in seeing that build that I'm going to be doing with an ammo can for just a backup power source for 12 volts for ham radio, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's going to be coming up probably in the new year. I have a few videos to do before that, so I'll let you know when that's up and you'll see it. Now, with the lithium-ion battery, you're going to get about 1,000 charges out of this. That's a pretty darn long life. You will notice that up top here is your indicators. That's full, and that last one there that blinks green is when it's in bright light. So once you're in solar, once you're in the solar mode, that will blink green and tell you that it's charging via solar. I did fill it up, so it is working pretty well. Now, the standby time on this is about 12 months. So once a year, you should dig it out, test it if you don't use it that much, and top it off and make sure it's charged up. I would suggest with these that you do try to actively use them a little bit. I find that, with these power banks, when you just plug them up, charge them up, put them up on a thing, they tend to lose a little capacity, and even when you recharge, they'll lose a little capacity. Now, this one has a little bit better batteries in it, so it probably won't do that, but always good to keep them topped off and keep them exercised. The price on it, $33.99, so 34 bucks. Sure beats a $500 power station, okay? And that's one of the things that I tell people. You can prep at any level of your income. And for some people, I know 33 bucks is huge. Well, get a smaller one. It's all about having some kind of backup. But if you don't want to spend $400, $500, $600 on a power station, something like this can work just as well with an external, external solar panel, and it can keep your stuff topped off and running. There is also a 10% off link currently, okay? As of today, it's there. I know it could be gone tomorrow. If you're watching this video a month from now and you're like, oh, it's not there, you misinformed me. They come and go. Underneath the price will be a little thing that says, clip this coupon to save 10%. That's what I'm seeing as of today. I don't know how long it'll be up there, so you definitely want to check it out if you're in the market for one of these. You can save 10%, get yourself down to about 30 bucks, $31. Really not bad. Not bad at all for a decent, hefty-sized, decent amount of capacity power station. So I'm really liking it. The link for it will be down below if you're interested in picking it up. It's also in my Amazon store, So you might want to go check that out. I try to put everything that's on Amazon in my store so you guys can see what's going on and see it. And if I forget a spec or a size or something like that, you can look it up. So I try to put everything in my store. I do appreciate you guys joining me today. Hope you have a great New Year's, and we will talk to you soon. Stay safe and stay prepared.